Hoodie's video last week, great. People have, in my opinion, entirely the wrong ideas about what are the greatest moments in One Piece. With most battle shonen, even a great series like Hunter x Hunter, it's not unreasonable to assume that the best moments will be when the hero triumphs over an enemy with a spectacular plan, or an awesome transformation, or even just a special move. And it's not that One Piece doesn't deliver on these moments at an excellent level. It's just that One Piece has another, more unique way to deliver on gripping, narrative beats. I'm Zero, this is Kato, and today let's talk about the kings of One Piece. Kato is doing weekly gosh darn videos for the foreseeable future. You thought we would slack off after the Kato anthology was completed, didn't you? Oh, there's so much egg on your face. To apologize for doubting us with money, head on over to patreon.com/KatoIT. We have lots of cool stuff going on there, but the real party is in our Discord server, where we host irregular anime nights and post about whatever unfiltered thoughts cross our crazy minds. And how do you get into the Discord server? Through pledging. Leaders take many shapes in One Piece. A king in One Piece is righteous beyond doubt, in their own eyes and or others. You could say it starts with Walpole showing us what a spoiled rotten king looks like, but I would say we can't skip over Arlong. Before Drum Island, we don't really see any proper kingdoms, but Arlong is the first person we see who resembles the corrupt kings who abuse their power later. He charges his citizens an exorbitant tax under the threat of death, which compared to Big Mom may be scoff-worthy, but it's still pretty damn evil. Arlong also has a sense of righteousness, which is the racial revenge he's claiming against the Drylanders. No matter how cruelly these kings treat their subjects, no matter what trials they ask them to endure, they cannot be wrong. In Arlong's case, it's because no amount of cruelty can match the treatment fishmen have suffered at the hands of the humans. In the case of many others, they're the rightful heir to the throne. The kingdom and its people are just their property, so there's no need to treat them well if the king doesn't feel like it. But then, finally, Luffy and the Straw Hats appear. They look at the country with fresh eyes, and if they see people who are suffering, they help. And when the king is the one causing that suffering, then they don't care about opposing him. Walpole monopolized medical care to control his people, and keep them too sick and feeble to revolt. And one man stood by his side, torn between his loyalty to his people and his country until he couldn't take it anymore. That is Daunting, his royal guard. And the difference between these two was perfectly illuminated by this moment. As Hiraluk offers his last words, Daunting is moved to tears. But Walpole, unbothered, orders his death anyway. On Drum Island, by opposing Walpole and giving power to Daunting, Oda draws a line between those who do and do not deserve to rule. Those who do cannot listen to such a heartfelt plea without being moved. Oda has reinforced his image of a strong and just king across multiple arcs. Whether it be Daunting, Nefertari, Gonfall, my boy Ricky, or Poseidon, the kings of One Piece just put the people above everything, even themselves. They're very sympathetic figures who protect the people with every ounce of their strength. Most people aren't looking to this genre for intellectual battles, corrupt abuse of power, and political strategy. I would wager that a lot of fans of One Piece would say they don't highly value politics in the show's world building. But I assert that it is precisely the intricate political framework Oda has woven that allows him to deliver on some of his best, most moving moments in certain arcs. There's a particular hierarchy involving this web of kingdoms who all have a pseudo-sovereignty under the watch of both the Navy and the CP organizations. Above all these groups is the Celestial Dragons, a reportedly transcendental family and the highest authority in One Piece. And at the bottom of the ladder, below even the peasant, we have the pirate, a lowly criminal who has no rights at all. But Luffy? He doesn't care about all that. He can waltz into a random island with its own political habitat on the brink of boiling over, and through sheer rambunctious rebellion, he'll do whatever the hell he wants until the wrongs have been righted and he sails off to the next one like a goddamn hero. And he is sailing off. He certainly isn't going to stick around and legislate the areas he liberates. He's willing to be responsible for exactly the lives of his friends, and that's it. I suspect that when Luffy gets back during his second lap around the Grand Line, a lot of these kingdoms aren't going to have their act together, and Luffy's going to have to raise hell all over again. I think this explains why the most intimidating and memorable villains of the series are also warlords or emperors. Doflamingo, Crocodile, Slim Shady. These evil kings are figures of authority, who have fought tooth and nail, slit throats, and stabbed backs to obtain power. Watching them utilize their unique devil fruit abilities to undermine a kingdom or rule their people with an iron fist is part of what makes One Piece special. And Luffy, as the incorruptible foil, demonstrates what they were truly seeking. The power to live freely, and the freedom to live well. For a hardened career criminal, nothing is more shocking than getting knocked down a peg by a kid with a smile on his face and no weight on his shoulders. Now Hoodie, he gets it. His video touches precisely on why the greatest moments in One Piece elude those who did not experience the work itself. As I touched on in the intro, people who have experience with Battle Shonen look towards the end of an important arc when evaluating what they imagine to be the important plot points. They'll probably go far enough to watch clips of the pivotal fights. And if you do this kind of research thoroughly enough, you will see that One Piece has competent writing. Even at the surface, there's clearly more going on here than with a lot of battle shonen. But what won't be communicated to you is the actual impact of these arcs. Take for instance the famous scene where Nami begs Luffy for help, and he puts his straw hat on her head and says damn right like it's no big deal. You might see this scene in a clip of his fight with Arlong, and might recognize Luffy's kindness. But you wouldn't understand the helplessness that Arlong has made everyone feel, or the resignation in Nami's voice after she abandons all hope she had of handling everything on her own. You won't know that although this is the first time Nami shows vulnerability, Luffy has thought of her as a good friend all along. One has to wonder, do these people even know about Laboon? I know they don't know about Nolan, nor the dope-ass Tontada clan he fucks with. So how could they possibly feel it like we feel it when Luffy rings Enel's fucking bell? Of course they can, because One Piece isn't your average shonen series. And this is why One Piece is so underrated in certain circles. People who are approaching it like they would tentatively approach a new battle shonen they haven't watched honestly don't know how to evaluate it. One Piece is a series that you're supposed to throw yourself into with reckless abandon. The only people I know who love it the way it deserves to be loved are people who did exactly that. But that's not the only reason. Let's be honest, the One Piece anime sucked for a long, long time. I remember that due to its late time slot and slow-paced episodes, I would fall asleep every time I stayed up to watch One Piece on Toonami, and I'm sure a lot of kids had the same experience. This is undoubtedly how One Piece became the run of the litter of the big three in the United States. It was much easier for our young minds to stay enthralled by the shows that were adapting at a reasonable pace instead of one chapter per episode. The pacing of these early One Piece episodes is painful to sit through, and the existence of one pace is hilarious. Knowing of this problem, I decided to just read the entire manga instead of waiting for the anime to get better. But many fans of anime don't like reading manga nearly as much, although there are also weirdos like me who prefer it. So many people are experiencing One Piece in the form of this anime. And it does adapt a good manga. It just does it in a way that's pretty unwatchable, honestly. So I feel like I would be remiss not to end this video with a PSA. If you're gonna get into One Piece, please read the manga. You can find the colored version, which is amazing, but the original is also very great. If you can't read, I would recommend checking out One Piece. Just Google it. Can you tell we love One Piece? Hoodie and I are lifelong Naruto fans who discovered One Piece during the pandemic. Frankly, we shouldn't have waited so long. It was well worth the 10,000 hours I spent reading it. This video ended up leading me down quite a rabbit hole, into which I only began to peer in this script. This project was more abandoned than completed, but I gotta start working on the next video. Which could be a One Piece video. If you guys are enjoying the content, we are eager to talk about One Piece, so if you want to support what we do here, head on over to patreon.com/KatoYT. Otherwise, it would be a big help if you would like, comment, and share this video. Thank you all for listening to my dumb rants. Subscribe for more.